Welcome back to Happyish, the podcast where we explore happiness. Every week we take one aspect of happiness and we take it apart and discuss it. And I'm here as usual with my wife, Sally.
Hello, good to be here.
So welcome back, everybody. And this week we are looking at what some might say is the meaning of life, I don't know, which is enjoyment and achievement. Does happiness come from a mixture of enjoying and achieving? Is it more one? Is it more the other? Is there more to it than those two things? Or are those two things pretty much everything? So do you have a preliminary thought on that, Sally?
Everything. I like that idea. Well, it's so boring. In a way, it's boring because I'm going back to my awareness, because enjoying and achieving, you need to be aware that you're having a good time. And you also need to celebrate the things that you've achieved.
Yeah.
So it's about not letting life pass you by. It's about being present and thinking, I really like this, or I don't like this.
Because for achievements, you're going to be aware you're working on something and then you've finished it and you've done it. Maybe you should savour it for a bit before you go charging on to the next thing.
Yeah, but also all the small things that you achieve. You know, you get to the end of the day and you've cleared the kitchen before you go to bed, or you've
invented a new game with your granddaughter.
Yeah, all those things. They're all little achievements. Yes. And just acknowledge them.
Yes, it's easy to think you haven't achieved anything today, but actually you probably have.
Yeah.
And I definitely think enjoyment is easy to not savour. Because we're always living in the future and we're always thinking, right, I'm eating my ice cream, but we need to get to the beach before 3:30 because the parking will be full, instead of just enjoying the ice cream or whatever it is. We're always planning ahead. Well, I am always planning ahead, and I think
rushing through it.
Yeah, it can be difficult to savour the little bits of enjoyment that come along.
That's what I think.
Yesterday it was sunny and I was sitting in the sun and I was really enjoying that, but I was also thinking the sun's going to go in a minute, and this might be the last day of sunshine this year, and I was thinking ahead and overthinking it rather than just basking in it.
And we've already, as we were driving here, we went past a tennis court where people were playing tennis, and you were already going, I'm a bit jealous of those people out in the sunshine when I'm going to be in a podcast studio.
Yes.
So, but we're going to have so much fun here talking about all these things.
Yeah, hopefully we'll enjoy and achieve recording this podcast.
Yeah, maybe it's just FOMO. You have to sideline FOMO when you're living.
So we're saying to do enjoyment and achievement properly, we've got to be really conscious and aware we're doing both of those things and really savour them.
Yeah, I think so.
But there's also the question of, is there a third thing that we've forgotten? And I don't think there is, because I think if you look at the past, present and the future, the past has gone.
Yeah.
So, and maybe we should do an episode on whether we can get any happiness from the past. Is it a good idea to go back to the past? That's another thought. But I think in the present, the objective is to get as much enjoyment from the present as you can.
Yeah.
And the future, I think, is about achievement. So you want to make the future as good as you can. And it sometimes means doing things that you don't enjoy in order to achieve later.
Yes, that is a point when I was thinking about this subject, that we are going to have to do things that we don't enjoy in order to get the achievements.
Yeah, I think if you just go for maximum enjoyment, that's great in some ways, but the problem is then you don't do anything unpleasant, and you end up not achieving. And then the future, which of course is your life starting tomorrow, turns out not very well because you did so much enjoyment in the past that your future is not very good. So I think it is really important to get the balance right between a certain amount of enjoyment in the present, but also planning for the future.
But there is the idea that you can make the present enjoyable even if you're doing something you don't particularly want. So think of all those footballers or tennis players who have hours of practice, footballers out in the rain just kicking penalty shots and blah blah, but I'm sure that they enjoy it as well.
They enjoy the training.
And so therefore, if you can make whatever it is that you've got to do enjoyable.
Well, yes, well, there's that famous Steve Redgrave thing, isn't there? Because did you come with me to that Steve Redgrave talk?
I went on
it was absolutely fascinating, and he was saying that to get his next Olympic gold, he was going to train for 10 hours a day rowing. And I actually put my hand up and said, "Do you enjoy the training?" And he said, "No, I hate it." He said it's painful and boring. And he said, I hate it, but that's what you have to do to get the gold medal.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, although I didn't say it, that, is that a good idea to spend 4 years of your life doing something boring that you hate in order to get a gold medal? And that gold medal had better be good. And then, of course,
just imagine holding a gold medal.
Oh, I mean, it would be amazing. Although just after he'd won the gold medal, he then said, if anybody sees me get in a boat again, would they please shoot me? But I think that's only him. And of course, he's retired now happily, and that's great. He really deserves a happy retirement. But I think if that's how you feel about it, you shouldn't do it. I think you've got to enjoy climbing the mountain and the view from the top. Otherwise, don't do it. Just don't do mountains. If all you want is the view from the top, but you hate the process, to me, that doesn't seem sensible, because most of the time is spent going up the mountain or training for your gold medal. And I think you're right. I think you've got to enjoy the training. Otherwise, don't even start. That's what I would have said to Steve Redgrave if he'd been asking me, which he didn't.
There's that story about Chris Hoy cycling till he falls off the bike.
Yeah, there's footage of him collapsing on the floor and curling up in a heap in agony because of all the lactic acid, what he had to go through. But I think he probably enjoyed most of the training.
Yeah, and also there is an element of you enjoy it after the moment, after the, you
after
feel
it finishes.
you feel as though you've achieved something, don't you? Because you're heading towards a goal and you've got a goal in mind. So
do you reckon Alcaraz enjoys playing tennis?
Oh, I think he loves playing tennis.
Yeah.
I think he'd do that all day long.
Yeah. So I think
he does do it all day long. What am I saying?
He just looks like he loves it and he's born to do it. And that's what you want to be like. Or David Beckham in the days when he was playing football, he loved it. You could see that he was just naturally just doing what he was born to do. And that was great.
And both those people had a natural talent as well.
Yes.
Or haven't
Actually, another sport example is Johnny Wilkinson. Because do you remember hearing him say that he used to, when he was a kid, he spent hours just kicking the ball over the posts.
Yeah.
And he was doing it because he loved it. I mean, maybe he didn't have any friends or there was some other reason, I don't know. But the point was he was driven to do it and he loved it. He wasn't doing that because he wanted to play for England. I think he was doing it just because he loved doing it. So you've got to enjoy it and not be, if you focus totally on achieve, and for us normal people, achieve would probably be work rather than sport, wouldn't it? It would just be, and some people, all they think about is work and getting promoted or making money or whatever, and they don't have any fun, or at least for 5 days a week, they don't enjoy themselves. And that just doesn't seem like a good idea. I think you've got to find a job that you enjoy, and maybe if you enjoy it, you'll achieve more. The achievement will follow the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Start with the enjoyment, perhaps, would be good advice.
Well, you'll be much more keen to get out of bed and go to work, won't you? Much more keen to do things if it's something that you're getting enjoyment from. So
start with enjoy, but don't only do enjoyment and not do any work. You've got to somehow do both. And then, of course, we're into the question of the balance, because is it okay to do loads of what you enjoy and achieve a bit from it? I think that's probably all right.
Yeah, and also I think just enjoy the achievement, not just pass over it.
And move on to the next achievement. Right, I've got my gold medal, what shall I do next?
Yes.
Because that's what some people are like.
I remember hearing John McEnroe saying the first time he won Wimbledon, he was holding the plate and he thought, this is for the cup and this is fantastic. How can I do this again next year? And so I'm like, no, just enjoy where you are now. Enjoy this. But he probably did as well.
The type of person who wins something like that is the type of person who's immediately thinking, right, what next?
Yeah.
And the first LinkedIn learning course I made, I immediately thought, right, how can I do another one? That was the first thing I thought of, because that's the type of person who will have made that course. So it's really difficult to just stop and enjoy it for a bit.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
But
I think if you do loads of enjoyment and just a little bit of achievement, that's fine in terms of happiness. I also think if you're doing a lot of achievement and you're getting some enjoyment, that's okay for a while, isn't it? Maybe you can do that and gradually shift to enjoying yourself more later on.
Yeah.
When you've got up to the level.
And people enjoy different things. People can enjoy having the discipline to write their report on time or do their homework or stuff like that. They enjoy having achieved that.
Well, I enjoy writing, the process of writing a book or a course or something. if you're away for a day, I think, great, I could get on my computer and do a load of writing. And I literally do, is what, apart from sitting in the sun, it's probably my favourite activity is writing. So I think if you can find work, well, you're always saying if you can find a job you enjoy, then you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
And that's the game, isn't it? And to somebody who's doing a job they don't enjoy, I think I would say the search must go on.
Yeah, so find things that you enjoy that are going towards an achievement rather than just lying in the sun.
Yes, which of course is bad for you anyway. Put health warning on that. And I've got this sort of theory that most people have. If you look at home and work and enjoy and achieve, if you had a little 2x2 thing, I think most people, their plan is to achieve things at work and enjoy themselves at home. And actually, a lot of people don't even do that very well because a lot of people don't achieve much at work or their home life isn't brilliant. But their plan is to do those two things. And I'm adding extra complication now because I'm saying I think you should enjoy your work as well as achieve. And in your personal life, you should try to achieve some things as well as just enjoying yourself. So in your personal life, don't just lie around in the sun. But, I don't know, write a children's book or coach a football team or I don't know, something, whatever.
Yeah, but it becomes a definition of achieve, because you might want to achieve being able to lie around in the sun.
Yes.
So, and you can appreciate that as an achievement if you've managed to get yourself on a holiday to Crete or something. And then when you get there, all you want to do is lie in the sun. Well, that's fine. You're doing both the things then, aren't you?
Yeah.
So the achievement doesn't have to be
separate things.
A gold medal. It doesn't have to be something really big. It can be...
No, I mean, something like, let's say, playing in a band, which I've constantly done or tried to do all the way through my life, really. That's a mixture of enjoy and achieve, isn't it? Because there is achieve, writing your own songs and getting a gig and performing them or making an album, getting it on Spotify. So that's a mixture of enjoy and achieve. So I think I'd also say to people, you don't have to worry about which category does it go in. If you find something that does both, then that's great. You just don't want to have an empty box where you don't enjoy anything at work or you're not achieving anything in your personal life.
Yeah. Or thinking about what you want to achieve in any situation. There's a really good book, which name has escaped me just a moment, about gathering, about when you organise a party, say, thinking at the beginning what you want to achieve by
that's a good
having
idea.
this party or this dinner party. Who do you want to come? What do you want it to feel like? What's the aim?
So as well as just having as much fun once you're there,
so
think beforehand. I love that. I've never thought of that before.
I think it's called The Art of Gathering. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And it's really brilliant in that way. So don't just say, let's have a party, let's all get together. And that then enhances the whole experience because you've enjoyed it, but also...
Yeah, I've had a couple of failures on that, which might be amusing to tell people about, actually. Because one was the deep and meaningful dinner that we had, where we went through a phase of sort of having dinner with friends, dinner parties at our houses and stuff. Have those gone out of fashion now, if we got older? Because we go out to restaurants, don't we now? But people used to come around to our house and we would cook a big meal.
You got slightly richer.
I don't know. But I got sort of a bit bored by the fact that people would just talk about their kids the whole time when the kids were sort of babies. And so I invited a bunch of people to dinner and suddenly announced that I wanted it to be a deep and meaningful conversation dinner. And we would talk about big things like the meaning of life and where our lives are going and how can we be happier. And they all just stared at me like I was mad. Well, can't we just talk about football and our kids and what's on telly or films you've watched? And it was a total failure. And then the other one was I'd read about mastermind groups and the idea that if you want to be successful, you should gather a group of really successful people and meet up every now and then, perhaps over food, and discuss things. And so I invited 3 millionaires who I knew out for a curry because I wanted to be one as well. And I figured I could pick up tips from them and things. And I invited them all. And when they got there, I sort of said, my plan was that this would be the millionaires' curry and we would talk about, how to be successful. And again, they just sort of stared at me as like, what? Well, we thought we were just going to eat some curry and
talk about our kids.
Yeah, so talk about cars or something. It probably would have been very alpha male type people. So people do find it a bit odd to have a gathering with a purpose. But that's probably going too far. You're just thinking, what would the ideal party be like, I think, aren't you?
Or you don't necessarily have to share it with everybody. They might realise what it is as the evening goes on.
Yeah, I just shouldn't...
So you put the pressure on. We've all got to talk about...
Yeah, both those examples, I shouldn't have told them. We should have just done it.
Yeah.
And I could have kept trying to steer the subject. So tell me more about how you market your business or something. I could have kept turning it back to that. And they might not have realised rather than announcing it. Yeah. I thought they were grown up enough for me to announce it. Both the Deep and Meaningful and the Millionaires Club. And both times they were a bit freaked out. But I can't help being ahead of the curve.
But I guess the point of the conversation is looking for what you want to achieve in a situation.
Yes.
And that comes back to presence and awareness. What are you here for? Why? And just not going through life drinking coffee and things. And
you probably can steer situations quite a lot, because most people are happy just to go with the flow, aren't they? So if you're the only person there who's got a bit of an objective, you probably can have quite an effect on where it goes.
Yes, if you're the leader of a group, you always get to see the film that you want to see or go to the place that you want to go to because you've booked it. And everybody goes, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yes. So maximum enjoyment at work and at home.
Yeah.
And maximum achievement at work and at home are the objectives if we can do it.
Yes.
And in my world, that's what I have as my sort of meaning of life. But I remember you were saying on a previous podcast, actually, that you think love is the meaning of life.
Oh, well, I think that's... Well, all of those things include love. I mean, love is just...
Well, that's
the meaning of life.
That's what I've been thinking.
That's the only thing.
Because enjoyment is about loving what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, loving tennis or wine or whatever it might be, playing with your kids, love, etc.
Yeah.
And achieving stuff probably comes from loving what you're doing as well.
Well, it's only worth anything if it's coming from love or involves love.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to achieve something by stamping on everybody to get there. You don't want to be the CEO when you've fired everybody
I agree
or you've
strongly with
undercut
that.
people, blah, blah, blah.
But also, you're not going to produce great results unless you really love what you're doing. You've got to care about it, haven't you?
Yes, you've got to care about it.
If you're thinking, I'll just bang out some music and get to number one and be rich, that's not going to work.
Also,
you've got to really believe in it.
Yeah. And you're also loving yourself, aren't you? You're achieving what you want to achieve. You're doing what you want. You can be proud of yourself, all those things.
So achievement and enjoyment are both related to love. And work, you've got to love what you do, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and which is really difficult to find sometimes. I mean, careers are a whole jungle. But ideally, you'd keep looking for some job that you can actually love doing.
Yeah. Or make yourself love the job you're in. Is that okay to say? Work towards, just be open.
Yeah.
Being open to life and appreciating it.
I tried to love being an engineer and I just wasn't good enough at the detail of it, really. And then I tried to love being a manager. But the trouble is there's a lot of non-lovely things you have to do as a manager, like firing people and stuff.
Yeah.
And so now, at least doing things like this, I'm finally doing something that I do love doing. I can honestly say I love doing it.
Great. There you go. But
it's taken a long time to find.
Yes. And they were paths along the way, weren't they? By being aware of your situation, you were thinking, nope, this isn't for me. I need to change to something else.
Yeah, I think the search must go on. I think you must never settle and just think, well, I don't really love my work. In fact, I don't even really like it. And I definitely don't love my boss. But, it's a living, so I'll plod on. That's not good enough, is it? The search must go on.
Yeah, so you need gratitude for life.
Yes.
At least you've got a job. No,
yes.
Maybe that's a bit of a bad thing.
No, I think people should keep searching. I think I wouldn't resign till I'd found another one, but I would, while I had one job, I'd be looking for a better one or one that would make me happier. I'd keep looking for that. So we agree then. So a big, almost the only source of happiness is enjoyment and achievement. Oh, it's quite a big thing to say. I can see you looking at it.
It's awareness of where you are. And enjoying it, being grateful and just, enjoy and achieve is a result of being present.
And how good are you at those two things?
Well, not all the time, I would guess, but I Really try to. I read something the other day which said, imagine you wake up in 10 years' time, being the age you are now, and thinking, oh, how brilliant it would be to be 10 years. And just so appreciate that and enjoy where you are now.
Oh, I like that idea. Because rather than looking ahead and thinking in 10 years' time, I'm going to be really old.
Yeah.
Imagine looking back and thinking, I wish I was the age I am now.
Yes.
Oh, I am.
Exactly. Yes. And appreciating that you can leap out of bed and you don't have to, so many things you don't have to worry about. So enjoying where you are, just waking yourself up to be present, and then you will enjoy it. And then you can look at what you want to achieve. And achieve it. Because the future isn't a promise. So you need to be...
Yeah, some mornings I wake up and I think, oh, is it really time to get up already? But other mornings I do wake up thinking, oh, we're going to film some podcasts today. Oh, I'm going to go and visit my friend Keith in the afternoon. And ideally you'd wake up every morning, wouldn't you? Looking forward to your day.
Yeah.
If you never wake up looking forward to your day, then something's got to change.
It's a bit of an achievement to wake up at all. That's what we need to remember.
Yes, right. It's an achievement to wake up at all. That's enough of that. Okay. I think it's time now for the flagon of famous quotes. Here is the flagon of famous quotes. Would you like to read one out?
Why not?
I'll pick it. You can read it.
Okay. Okay, it kind of works quite well. Maybe happiness is this: not feeling that you should be elsewhere, doing something else, or being someone else.
Yeah, well, it certainly fits with what we've been talking about.
Exactly with what we've been saying about.
I've got a bit of an obsession that a lot of definitions of happiness are negative about. In order to be happy, don't do this or don't do that, and that one is a bit like that, isn't it? Can I have a look?
Yes.
Because so it's not feeling that you should be elsewhere, doing something else, being something else. But I suppose you could. Would it still work if you rephrased it in the positive and said, feeling that you are in the right place, doing the right thing, being being glad that you're you? No, actually, I think Eric Wiener his is better. Not feeling that you should be elsewhere, because I always feel I should be elsewhere. Not because I don't like where I am, but because I'm planning ahead to the next thing.
Yeah.
I don't often feel that I should be doing something else. I never feel that I should be someone else, though. Do you? Do you sometimes feel that you should be someone else? You should be Carrie from Sex in the City or whatever.
Although she had
Or Chris Evert. Or
well, that would be good.
Yeah.
But there's another quote which is, be yourself because everyone else is taken.
Yeah.
Which is that sort of thing.
I like that.
So don't try and be someone else. It's a good one to have, though.
Yeah, not feeling that you should be elsewhere. That I could work on that. And not feel that you should be doing something else or being someone else.
Because that's another thing that brings you back, doesn't it? When you're to the moment, when you think, oh, I would love to be on that tennis court playing with those people just now. But then you think, no, I'm going to go and record a podcast, and how brilliant is that?
Yes. So as soon as you have that thought about being somewhere else or being someone else, think no.
And also,
I don't want to be doing something else. I'm doing this, so I'm going to enjoy this.
Or also, if you do really seriously think, oh, I wish I was on that tennis court, not doing the podcast, then,
why aren't
change your life.
you?
Yeah, exactly. Why aren't you? You're the only person who can change that. So
excellent.
There we go. So we like that.
On that positive note, we will end this week, and we will see you all.
Let us know what you think.
Everyone else next week. Absolutely. And remember to like, subscribe, send this podcast to your friends, and keep adding viewers to our little world. That would be really great. And we will see you next week when we will be talking about something completely different.
Something completely different. So
bye for now.
Stay happyish.